Hey everybody, welcome back. New episode of What's Your Point?
What's your point?
You know what my point is? Avengers Infinity War
What's that?
is whenever it's this new indie movie.
Oh, cool.
It comes out on the 27th, so figuring that it's pretty close to that time, we're going to talk about the best and worst Marvel villains.
MCU villains.
MCU villains. We're not going to go into like fucking
Doc Ock.
We're going to have two runners-up each, and then we're just going to go into the main villain and why for both categories. So which one do you want to do? Do you want to do worst first?
Do you want to do worst or best first?
Let's do worst first.
Okay, we ended on a positive note. So, my runners-up, this was actually tough because there are a lot of, like, non-memorable villains. I actually had to look at these movies so I could remember. My first honorable mention... Dishonorable mention, okay. Sorry. Just because I could barely remember him is Caecilius from Doctor Strange. He actually could have had a cool motivation, which is the fact that the Ancient One, Tilda Swinton's character, is not all that she said she is. And so they could have given him like genuine motivation to try to get Doctor Strange to join his side. But he just gives like dumb monologues. Like, Mads Mikkelsen's a great actor, but I feel like he didn't like something like Cate Blanchett in Thor, where she elevated the character beyond, you know, the script. I don't think that character's elevated at all. So he was boring as shit. And my other honorable mention is the infamous Malekith from Thor: The Dark World.
Just wait, how did you say that?
Malekith.
No. Infamous? It's infamous.
Whatever. I just don't like Christopher Eccleston. I don't like his face. I don't like...
You never watched Doctor Who?
Yeah, he's the worst Doctor.
He's not. He's really underrated.
He was... Oh my god.
That dude's awesome.
That first season is so bad.
No.
My worst, and this is by far, is Whiplash from Iron Man 2. Because what the fuck? He is not just bad, he is actively trying to ruin the movie. And what sucks is, like, Sam Rockwell is actually having a really fun time. Like, he was close to being a runner-up for my best, because I feel like he made that movie way better than it had any right to be. But Mickey Rourke just did not give a shit. The extent of his action scenes were just him, like, doing this. He had a stupid bird. Like,
he had a bird?
He had a bird. And he was obsessed with a bird. It's just a horrible character in the worst Marvel movie. So, yeah.
I don't remember Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2 is the only Marvel movie that I truly dislike. It's so fucking stupid. Like, that movie, nothing in that movie makes sense. The movie is about Tony Stark finding a map that his dad made in a small city that 50 years later was going to cure him of a disease that he didn't know existed by making an element that isn't real. The movie is so fucking stupid. It's so stupid.
Alright, so runners up, I'm gonna go with Aiden Pierce from Iron Man 3 because, first off, the twist doesn't really help his case. You already had a villain that was excitable, so for the first, like, 2/3 of the movie, you just kind of forget about the corporate douchebag. But when the corporate douchebag's made the villain at the end, all he really is a discount Human Torch. And it also didn't help that in the first 2/3 of the movie, he was basically Syndrome from The Incredibles. I'm gonna piss off Liam again. Baron Zemo is fucking terrible.
Baron Zemo is almost one of my best.
He was... Unfortunately, because I was so excited to get Baron Zemo as a villain for Civil War.
They shouldn't have called him Baron Zemo.
Although, he did have a few cool scenes.
Because Civil War is a movie that you could write that character out, and with just the psychological battle, the ideological battle between the heroes, that could cause conflict enough. What he was just like...
He kind of just drives the nail into the coffin.
Yeah.
I really don't think you needed that guy to do it, though. That could have been enough with the government pressures on them. Honestly, Thunderbolt Ross could have been a better villain for Civil War.
Okay, you think Whiplash is a better villain than Baron Zemo?
Yes, because he does something! Baron Zemo is so much worse than Whiplash because Baron Zemo has no presence. Whiplash at least has a stupid Russian accent, some electro whips, and a board. Mickey Rourke over Daniel Bruhl every fucking day of the week.
God, no.
Every motherfucking day of the week. Everything I've seen Daniel Bruhl in, he's so fucking boring.
He's great in Rush, he's great in Inglourious Bastards.
Who was he in Inglourious Bastards?
He's the guy in the movie.
The worst one, Malekith.
Enough said.
He's on my list, but I forgot his name until Liam said it. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's him. Yeah, okay, so Malekith. He's on my dishonorable mentions list.
Wait, who could be... seriously. If he's that forgettable...
Now, the next one is...
Your other dishonorable mention.
My next dishonorable mention is Abomination from The Incredible Hulk. Doesn't make any sense.
Abomination,
Man.
like, was actually close to my list because that, like, I really, really, like, almost love Incredible Hulk until, like, the last 20 minutes when it's just dumb fighting. Like, all the action scenes without the Abomination, like the scene in the college where he's fighting William Hurt, like, that was awesome.
My top dishonorable one is
Whiplash. He's so bad.
Fuck Whiplash. The main villain is not Whiplash, it's just the fucking robots.
Yeah.
He
Whiplash
makes the
literally
robots.
hits them twice.
He makes the robots.
Yes, but he's like, yeah, I'm gonna make a dope ass super suit. And he's like, I'm gonna take on Iron Man and War Machine. And he's like, alright, I'm gonna fuck him up. And then he just dies like instantly.
He has no motivation. And the thing is,
Fucking
Sam
Tony
Rock-
Stark's dad fucked up his dad. That's enough.
What?
That's the same motivation that Baron Zemo has.
Baron Zemo's family was killed.
So? Best villains we got.
My first runner-up is Aiden... What's his name?
You gotta be fucking shitting me.
Aiden Killian. Guy Pearce in Iron Man 3. I think the Mandarin twist is fucking genius. You took a racist stereotype and the movie plays upon your perceptions at the beginning, and like that whole twist of him being an actor and there needing to be a figurehead. That is a brilliant piece of writing by Shane Black.
I thought that movie wasn't great.
That
And then
movie
it
is good.
fucking devolves into just fire, punching.
I loved how goofy he was at the beginning, and like him as
Oh,
like
God.
a cosplay nerd. It fit within like a Shane Black movie. Like
You remember the trailer, how you were supposed to take Iron Man 3 seriously, and then you sit in the theater, I'm blue, dabba dee dabba da, come
Yeah.
the fuck on.
That was my favorite song as a kid.
All right, my other honorable mention is Vulture from Spider-Man: Homecoming. Again, I like him because he's a good, sort of low-level villain for Spider-Man to face off against. He's not trying to take over the world. He's just trying to, get what he thinks is owed to him. And again, I think Michael Keaton elevates the material. Like that scene in the limo is fantastic. Like that is a great confrontation scene. I love that he figures it out so quickly. He's a good foil for Spider-Man. You don't need, a guy who's trying to take over the world. You need something that fits within that small world. And I think Michael Keaton does a great job with it. So,
Agreed.
yes. So, my number one, of course, is Loki. And I'm specifically picking Loki from the Avengers, because I think in the first Thor movie, he's kind of boring. The fact that we're on, the shield craft for, half of the movie, that could have been so fucking boring. But Loki, even though he's just in prison, he's managing to make all these characters vulnerable. He's managing to, sort of get under their skin. Tom Hiddleston is such a charismatic performer that, he's funny in the scenes he needs to be. He kills Coulson, which is essentially what initiates the Avengers.
He didn't kill Coulson.
We don't talk about the fucking
We
Agents of
don't.
S.H.I.E.L.D.,
No
which is
one.
potentially
Oh my
the worst
God.
TV show.
This is so funny. Going into my runner-up, Loki.
Yay! We all love Loki.
And then, sticking with Thor, Hela is my other runner-up from Thor Ragnarok.
Really?
Yes.
You think she was...
Yes. She is the glorious comic book villain. The grandiose, larger-than-life, genuinely threatening. She destroys Thor's hammer. And of all the villains that Thor's faced, even in the Avengers, nobody did that shit. That means fucking business. That changes things. She brought to light a different side of Thor and Thor's family and where he comes from, that colonial, terrible emperor that Odin used to be. And just as a villain, she chews scenery like nobody else. And she's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah,
Every time she's on screen, she's just fun to watch.
and she's hot as shit.
Yeah, and she's hot as shit.
That's part of the fun. My number one, which is the reason we're sitting here today, because I was driving back from work and I was really thinking about this. We're talking about, MCU, right? So, the villain that would be the best villain would be the one that affected the MCU the most in
God
different
damn
ways.
it, Daniel.
Iron Man. he creates Ultron. He puts his family and other people in danger because he advertises where his house is, and they just come up and kill him. The whole Civil War thing is because he's always on the wrong side. Even if the Avengers need an oversight team, you really think the government is the best way to go about that? And Iron Man kind of like jumping to conclusions about Bucky Barnes without really investigating that first. It's always Iron Man's ego. At first, that's what kind of causes the problem. And then it's Iron Man's guilt in Civil War. His mentorship to Peter Parker, he gave Peter Parker this suit that no 15-year-old should have. Iron Man has always been that guy who, like, he has all the power in the world, but he doesn't know how to use it. And so, this is going to carry over...
the hero becomes the villain.
Essentially, yes. In Iron Man 3, you think that he's abandoned all of this, and he's just accepted the fact that his mind, that he doesn't need the suits to be powerful. But then he jumps right back into it in Age of Ultron, because it's an addiction. He's insecure, he needs that power, but he doesn't know how to handle it. And every time he doesn't know how to handle it, he ends up fucking things over for everybody else.
I see what you're saying, but I think there's a difference between irresponsibility and outright villainy, especially in the comic book movies.
No,
So who's your real villain that's an actual villain?
No, I genuinely think that he is, because you're looking at other villains that believe they're the heroes of their own stories. And it doesn't matter if everyone's like, oh, Iron Man's a hero. It's what he does, and what he does is some fucking villainous fucked up shit. And that goes to my thing, and this is going to tie into it, Infinity War. We're talking about people that are going to die. I think it's going to be Iron Man.
I think it's going to be Iron Man too. Well, and several other people.
And the way it's going to work is that Iron Man is going to get the Infinity Gauntlet, and for the first time in his life, he's going to have... Hang on.
No, he's not going to get the Infinity
he's going to
Gauntlet.
get it. And he's going to have all the power in the world, and for the first time in his life, he's going to use it right.
Alright, so this is my top 3 favorite villains.
I'm kicking myself for not thinking about
this.
this.
This people will like this, except because after listening to Daniel blabber about nonsense for like 30 minutes or something like that.
You're the one that fucking cheated and tossed in your bullshit.
No, y'all just aren't smart enough. Alright, my favorite
I'm
villain.
giving you credit.
Let's
for
go
coming
with
up
Loki. Is in my top 3.
We already discussed them.
But everybody loves Loki.
Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
Alright, and then let's go with the second favorite, Kingpin.
Is Kingpin only your number 2?
He's my number 2. He is a person who's not like augmented or anything. He's a normal human being who just has issues and a lot of money.
You could say
He's
has
got some
issues.
daddy issues.
No, that episode with his dad.
Yeah.
And staring at the wall.
Yeah.
And y'all will be wondering, why is he only my number 2?
Oh, wait, and then that scene, it's like he watched Raging Bull, he's gonna outdo Joe Pesci with the fucking car door.
Yeah.
Where he just,
That
God.
is like one of the most like
That was so
shocking.
brutal. I was
That
like,
one of
oh,
those shockingly violent things.
And I love
that.
that the scene is because he gets mad at him
and
for
then
ruining his
aftermath,
date.
the aftermath,
Yeah.
the Russians have no idea he did it. They were just like, who the fuck killed my brother?
Yeah. And he's like,
And then he's like, the Daredevil. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, see that blind lawyer? He smashed a dude's head with a fucking car door.
I just love that your impression is pretty much like drunk Sylvester Stallone. He's like, oh yeah, it's the Daredevil. I crushed it with car door.
And my number 1
Okay.
is Thanos.
What?
We've seen
What?
Thanos in other
What?
things. Thanos is my
What?
favorite villain of the
He
MCU.
fucking sits in a chair and he's like, yeah, this is the coolest dude ever. Get the fuck out of here.
He has influenced so much in the MCU.
What has he done, though?
He is going to be the person that kills Iron Man, that kills
But
Doctor
here's the
Strange,
problem.
that kills...
You're working
Fucking-
on gunnas. You're working on assumptions.
And he's also...
Not what he's actually done so far.
He
Yes.
gives Loki
He has
an
done things.
Infinity
He has
Stone
done things.
so that he can get more, and he lost that.
But all of his things have been done through like
Other people.
which
Yeah.
makes him even more interesting.
Kingpin could beat the shit out of Thanos right now.
I highly doubt that.
Have you seen Kingpin?
Have you
Daredevil
seen how swole Thanos is?
in a trailer? I haven't seen it in a
Fucking
movie.
swole. You have seen it in a movie.
In a movie.
He's swole as fuck. You've seen it in Avengers.
Kingpin will like
You've seen it in
psychologically fuck with him.
Guardians of the Galaxy. You've seen
Kingpin
it.
will look at a wall for 90% of the fight, and then when Thanos like leans around to look where he is, he's gonna grab his head and like break it on his knee.
You said Iron Man. Fuck you.
I will give
At least I had my like creative reasons for it.
And
You
I
picked a
had my creative
motherfucker
reason
that
because
sat in a
Thanos.
chair.
I picked Loki. He was awesome.
But you picked like the average internet like. You're like the 9gag of movie opinions. That's our best and worst Marvel villains. If you agree, if you disagree, leave comments down below. Like, subscribe, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We got all that good shit. Next week, it's Avengers Infinity War. So get hyped, get ready. We're doing after credits on that.
Can we do a Marvel thing to where we just do like a video of like your top 3 favorite hero, side hero? Like, can we do those as well before this comes out?
Actually, it would be fun for
I
me is
would
like
love to
the
do the side
sidekicks.
characters.
I would like the sidekicks because the heroes.
Everybody would
Michael
put
Pena,
Korg.
Michael Pena from Ant-Man.
Yeah, Michael Pena and Korg would be on every.
Oh, and Happy Hogan.